We are gathered here today on the funeral. Tribe 9 months. We are back with another video, and unfortunately, all jokes aside, Tribe 9 is EOSing, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna say I didn't see it coming. I think the launch was horrible. We're gonna go into that, but yeah, I'm very surprised that this is the course of action they're taking right now immediately. So we're just gonna go over it, break everything down. I got the Steam charts up. I got the revenue data up. I just want to talk about it. So, they announced this earlier today, a couple hours ago, super early in the morning, that they're going to be closing down shop November 27th of this year. Since the game's launch, the development and operations teams have strived to provide excellent service and improve player experience. However, after careful consideration, we have made the difficult decision to end the game service. Unfortunately, this also means we are unable to deliver Chapter 4 of the story, which we had previously announced. We apologize for the sudden nature of this announcement to all of our players. Pretty unfortunate, man. Pretty unfortunate. So we're going to go through this. Here's my honest thoughts, and I'm just going to be transparent with you. Obviously, you never want a game to EOS, right? You never want a game to EOS. Obviously, people are losing their jobs and whatnot. Or, I mean, hopefully they don't. Hopefully they find something else. But the launch was genuinely disastrous. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, to my understanding, the beta had, when you play, you were able to get the free-to-play currency. And you can get some pulls, and you pull with that. And for whatever reason, Tribe 9 took that free-to-play currency out. And I think after you grinded for hours and hours, you could barely get any pulls. That was the big piece of contention back when the game launched. And then enough people got upset about it, and they were able to change it and added the free-to-play currency back, and even added some type of double top-up bonus, something along the lines where if you spend money, we'll give you more, or something where they try to make it right. And unfortunately, it seems like it didn't work. And I'm going to be honest with you, I wanted to play Tribe 9, but and I love like watching iFilma videos, and I see Tribe 9 gameplay in the back, and it looks really cool. But realistically speaking, after that fiasco happened, I said, I'm good. I'm not touching that game. I don't care how fun it looks. I don't care how great it looks. The gacha game is not going to respect the player's time, and they're just out really. All gacha games are cash grabs, but they're really doing a cash grab. I was good, man. Same reason why I probably will never play Black Beacon. And so seeing this is a little surprising because I didn't think it would happen so fast, but also at the same time, are you really that surprised, right? So we regret to inform you, Tribe 9 will terminate since the game's launch. We kind of read all that stuff already. Regarding future updates, as of 5/14, all scheduled updates and new console releases have been canceled. Oh, damn. Additionally, new features, adjustments, and known fixes previously announced will not be implemented. Oh my God! Regarding unreleased characters, with the termination of service, the addition of I don't know that character's name and Saizo to the game, which were originally scheduled on the roadmap, will also be canceled. Due to this change, the consumption of paid Enigma entities used to unlock ARM support and advanced support, as well to purchase contract level support, where could be acquired, will be refunded. Okay, that's good at least. Refunds for paid Enigma entities will commence after support contracts revenue ends. Purchased items with the App Store. As of 5/14, the paid Enigma entities and daily passes will no longer be sold. Good. We hope you will stay to enjoy Tribe 9 despite the short period before the end of service. Yeah, that sucks, brother. That's, again, you never want to see this happen. It's more than just a gacha game. I don't know if these devs have anything else they're working on. I think this might be their first gacha game. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. But when you have such a bad first impression where I think we're going into this new age of gachas where it's not just 100% strictly greed. Give me money. And we're going into where it is a little bit more towards the consumer side. And when you come out the gate, when there's just so much competition, I mean, let's just be honest, this is not a second-gen gacha game. This was like, there was pixels, you walk around the fucking world, and it's like a little pixelated, but then after that, when you go into the combat, and then like the combat's good and stuff, but it's not like a second-gen gacha. So even if it was like really stupid and greedy, it just doesn't have that pull. It's very niche down, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know what they were thinking. I really don't know. And Listen, man, the numbers are not looking too good. You look at these Steam charts. I mean, this jumped up because it was about 105, 123 people playing around 2, 3 in the morning. They hear the EOS jumped up about 509, 430. So 490 people in the last 28 minutes, but 821 people playing in a 24-hour peak, less than 1,000. And the all-time peak on Steam was 9.6K. Um, it just was not looking good. These numbers were consistently just going down and down and down. Last 30 days, 1,100, April 1,200, 2,600. People were quitting the game. People were just straight up quitting the game. And look, I mean, you can even go to the revenue chart. You see a massive drop off here with Tribe 9, right? And it's just unfortunate. It's absolutely unfortunate again because I think the game had some cool stuff to it, but like 600,000 to 100,000. I think this was 90,000 when this first dropped, but now it's at 100. You know how like the gacha revenue is. Um, but yeah, they're closing down shop really relatively early, and iOS only made $10,000 apparently with only 1,000 downloads. I think not to sound like a dick, but I think you have to use this as an example where first impressions are really good. First impressions are great, and especially when it's a game, again, it's not a second gen gacha and it's more niche down, right? You need to make sure that you fucking hit a home run out the park, out the gate. Because if you don't, you're gonna have some troubles. You know, Widowing Waves had a horrific launch, but it didn't have a horrific launch because of monetization issues where they were being stupid and greedy. It had a horrific launch because of bad optimization, and that's still bad, right? Like that's still not great, obviously. Um, but they were able to gain the trust back of a lot of players. Look at Black Beacon. Listen, I don't want Black Beacon to EOS, but that's another game that genuinely spit in the face. Like Carlito, I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. They spit in the face of their global players. I wouldn't be surprised if that game is kind of on that downward trajectory too. That's another game I just will not try. I don't care that they just added it to new emulators. I refuse to play that game. They don't respect their players. And so I think maybe this would be a little bit different. It was 2020, 2021, where there really wasn't much competition. You know, but it times have changed and these games are becoming more generous, which is awesome. They're still gotcha games are still greedy and stupid, obviously. And yeah, first impressions really matter. So this is kind of like a hey, if you're gonna make a game, especially if it's really not gonna be like a big second gen gotcha, make sure you're doing some good stuff. Like for example, I look at a game like Ethereal Restart. That is like Epic 8, right? That's literally a 3D version of Epic 7 and it's not going to be for everyone, but it has PvP. It doesn't have a 50-50 system, and realistically, the light and dark characters you could still get from the standard banner. So it's like they know that most likely it's not going to hit that ceiling of like a Wuwa or whatever the case may be. Although I pray it does. I want to play the game like crazy, but they're starting off really strong, right? And that's how it should go. It should go with really strong starts, be as generous as possible, do the marketing strategy that Hoyo did. Give as much. Well, at least with Star Rail, right? It was like give you as much as possible. Let me get that faith, that trust, and then I'll fuck you over down the road in a year. You don't fuck over the players on launch. You know what I'm saying? It's just stupid. So that being said, I love you. Mwah. See you in the next one.